recess meeting for our last meeting, if you will, of our Board of Commissioners. Start with motion to receive and file the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Old business.
Item A, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky Authorizing and Directing the Mayor to Execute a Development Agreement between the City of Ashland, Kentucky and AP3 LLC for the development, design, and construction of the City of Ashland, Kentucky Conference Center project with the current proposed budget, which reflects a final not-to-exceed cost of the project of $35,432,508.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? In case it wasn't obvious yesterday, it was a resounding yes by this whole commission, and I'd say we'll do it one more time. All in favor?
Aye.
Item B, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky Authorizing and Directing the Mayor to Execute a Contract with Lights Enterprises, Inc. for the purchase of all labor, materials, equipment, and services for the demolition and removal of all debris at 1020 Belmont Street in the amount of $5,800 for the Department of Community and Economic Development to be paid from the general fund."
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item C, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky Authorizing and Directing the Mayor to Execute a Contract with Lights Enterprises, Inc. for the purchase of all labor, materials, equipment, and services for the demolition and removal of all debris at 2414 Beach Street in the amount of $7,600 for the Department of Community and Economic Development to be paid from the general fund."
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item D, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky Authorizing and Directing the Mayor to Execute a Contract with Womack Excavating LLC for the demolition, removal, disposal, and cleanup of all debris at 3107 Powell Street in the amount of $4,500 for the Department of Community and Economic Development to be paid from the general fund."
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item E, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky Authorizing and Directing the Mayor to Execute a Contract between the City of Ashland and Judy Construction Company for the Johnson Fork, Bowdress Drive, and Florida Street Water Booster Station project in the amount of $2,773,000 for the Department of Engineering."
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, where is Judy Construction?
Next to Judy Ford.
Where are they?
They are down here, where Paris.
Didn't we have somebody local that could do this work?
No one was a low bid.
Okay.
We had local bidders.
Andrew, do you recall? Were you?
This might have been part of that, an online bidding submittal process, because I think this is tied to the ARPA. Is this tied to the ARPA fund, Steve?
It was visibly submitted.
Okay, I don't remember specifically.
Was this one?
Advertise and we send out, we have a list of contractors that are local contractors as well as.
So you are doing that at least?
Yeah.
That's good.
Whoever is getting ready to advertise.
Did we get local bidders?
I would have to go back and look to see.
Steve, if you could, I want a full report by Monday. Yeah, next meeting.
I'm just trying to make the point that we like to try to keep our business local
Truth.
as much as possible.
Yes.
And we've got a ton of engineering firms around here.
That's true. Thank you.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item F, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky Authorizing and Approving Change Order Number 3, Final, between the City of Ashland, Kentucky Department of Engineering and Tribute Contracting Consultants, LLC, for the contract regarding the waterline replacement project Phase 2B, US 23, decreasing the contract in the amount of $276,714.16 for the Department of Engineering."
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item G, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky Authorizing and Directing the Mayor to Submit an Application to FEMA for the Assistance to Firefighters Grant in the amount of $650,000 for the purchase of a regional air and light truck for the Ashland Fire Department, and if awarded, authorizing a 10% match by the City of Ashland and authorizing and directing the mayor to execute any and all documents relating to said grant.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item H, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to submit an application to FEMA for the Assistance to Firefighters Grant, Operations and Safety in the amount of $65,000 for rescue training and firefighting equipment for the Ashland Fire Department, and if awarded, authorizing a 10% match by the city and authorizing and directing the mayor to execute any and all documents relating to said grant."
Well, I do
So moved.
occasionally.
Second.
This has been
Any
good.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item I, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a termination of employment agreement between the City of Ashland and Michael Grazier regarding his employment as city manager, adopted by ordinance number 165, series of 2023, as amended by ordinance number 97, series of 2024.
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item J, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky repealing Section 2 of Ordinance Number 16, Series of 1948, as previously amended, establishing pedestrian crosswalks at certain locations within the City of Ashland and providing a penalty for the violation of said ordinance."
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item K, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky providing for the regulation of gathering, disposing, and destruction of garbage, rubbish, and related waste materials, and fixing fees therefor, establishing the division of solid waste, establishing sewer and water rates, tap fees, installation charges, service charges, industrial treatment charges, penalties, and interest, providing for a penalty for the violation of this ordinance, and repealing ordinance number 93, series of 2024, previously amended by ordinance number 143, series of 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item L, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a contract between the City of Ashland and C.J. Hughes Construction, Inc. for the 2022 Water and Sewer Capital Improvements Plan Sewer Lining and Repair Project in the amount of $2,291,563 for the Department of Engineering."
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item M, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and approving change order number 1 between the City of Ashland and Martin Painting and Coating Company for the contract regarding the DeBoard Hill Water Tank Rehabilitation Project, increasing the contract in the amount of $81,300 for the Department of Engineering."
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item N, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky amending Part 3, Conditions of Employment, Sections U, Dress Code of the Policies and Procedures as adopted by ordinance number 51, series of 2017, as previously amended."
These violations.
So
I might
moved.
have violated the dress code.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
We'll make sure he's appropriately punished later
It
today.
just got passed, so
Yeah.
it's in effect
It's,
now.
yeah.
If you see him running laps around the building, you'll know what happened. Item O, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute an agreement between the City of Ashland, Kentucky and Ashland Church of God, a.k.a. Ashland Family Lighthouse Worship Center, in the amount of $10,500 for the purchase of real estate for the purpose of a water utility easement.
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item P, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky eliminating the position of Parks Recreation Director, combining the departments of Parks and Recreation and Public Services, adopting the revised job descriptions for the Public Service Director, Maintenance Worker 1, Maintenance Worker 2, Maintenance Worker 3, Parks and Recreation Crew Leader, Parks Recreation Superintendent and Administrative Clerk, and amending the authorized positions list of the Classification and Compensation Plan as adopted by ordinance number 31, series of 2023, as previously amended.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Commission?
I have one thing, and I know I'm probably out of order, and I don't think it takes commission action, but can we possibly close the city building at 2 o'clock on Tuesday for the employees to attend Mayor Gilmore's services?
I see no problem with that
I
at
think
all.
that's for you to decide, but I just wanted to bring that
I think it's a great
up.
recommendation. If you all support that, I would.
I most certainly support that, and I think knowing how many folks in this building and beyond that he worked with over the years, I think it's appropriate.
We'll put that out for customers to know, but thank you.
Okay. Yes. And I would like to close this meeting in honor of my great-uncle, Terry Mulvaney. So, thank you all.
Great
Do we have a
uncle.
motion to adjourn?
So much.
All right. Folks, thank you all. It's been a pleasure. Thanks.
It has.
We are adjourned.
Yeah.